Hello, friends and loved ones in the chat. How are we all doing tonight? I hope good. Otherwise, I'm gonna leave. Because I don't want any negativity in this stream. No negativity! I'm the only one who's allowed to be negative. You have to be nice. You have to be nice to me, specifically. Who's the loved ones? Me. I love myself. Oh, I should announce the stream on Discord. I think I'm gonna do that. Let me do that real quick. Sorry, I have like I was doing other stuff and then I realized it's like, oh, it's 6:30. I should like turn the stream on. I am glad that I have the starting soon screen set up so I can still like prepare stuff while talking a little bit. That's the whole point of that being there. Okay. I have a little bit of a oh, I got a burp coming on. Hold on. I got a bit of a I have Blender open for a reason unrelated to Gemology, and it's not the anime review that I announced on Patreon. I'm working on something entirely different. I'm not going to I want to see if I don't announce it at all. I want to see, like, naturally how many views it gets. I'm putting, like, 100% effort, like a Hail Mary kind of full force editing into this project, and I want to see if it, like, gains traction without me pushing it anywhere else. It'll be interesting. I don't know. That being said, I have to close that project and open the Gemology one. Also, I haven't picked a soundtrack. I want to do probably more Mario Galaxy stuff. I've been thinking about it because ever since last week, YouTube has been suggesting it. Because right before that stream, I reset my YouTube recommendations because I wanted to like get a new, fresh set of recommendations. You know, you do that every so often if your recommendations are total dog shit. I haven't done that in like a couple of years. So I just cleared out everything out of my recommendations and it ended up good. Okay. I'm going to find I want to find a soundtrack real quick. You get to look at Steven for just a sec. I need more like chill Mario Galaxy. I already did this one. Okay. What about Mario Galaxy 2? This was an hour and 20 minutes. Okay. Whoa. Okay, that's too loud. What did I do for last week's Pathfinder session? Okay, we'll talk about I can talk about Pathfinder for a little bit, sure. So I'm running this Pathfinder campaign. If people don't know what that is, that's like Dungeons and Dragons. But it's different. It's made by a different company. The rules are a bit different, but it's pretty much the same idea where you're just like playing pretend and fighting monsters. It's pretty cool. Last week was my party. I'm running the actual campaign, so the party leveled up, so we had to learn how to do that, because they went from 1 to 2, and I've never done that in Pathfinder before. And they were traveling, and they visited a big city where there were candles. This wizard sold everyone candles that, like, they're everlasting but when you blow them out, they like keep growing wax. So people would blow them out, and the candles would just be like, it would just be like wax all over their floors, you know? So the parody was trying to track down that wizard and couldn't find him. In fact, he like left his house. He was the candle wizard. He left his house for political reasons. I'll say that much. It's pretty cool. Okay. We're in Steven Universe. Oh, I wanted to do this. Okay, so back in the day, this is we'll get to Island Adventure in just a second. Back in the day, I used to do soda reviews on stream. I used to stream a lot more, maybe a few times a week. I'd like to ramp that back up. In fact, I've been streaming on Twitch a little bit. Yesterday and the day before, I streamed on Twitch. There's a link in the description if anyone's interested in that. But so I do like soda reviews. I'd find like really weird sodas to try out, and I would review them on stream. So I'm gonna jump scare everyone. I'm gonna turn my camera on. Let me get that. Oh, I don't even have a camera. Okay, video capture device. Wait, I need to see. One sec. I have to switch to this. No. I don't even know where my... Is it... Did I have it in Pipewire? No. Okay. OBS... Using OBS on Linux is like a huge pain. Okay, here we go. Camera jump scare. Whoa. Face reveal for the 18th time. I have a bunch of crap behind me. Okay, so my parents took a vacation to... They went down south somewhere. I think they went to like Nashville. They picked up a bunch of different sodas. So I have a bunch of these in the fridge. This one's different. This one's... I just picked this one because it looked pretty standard. Fitz's Voodoo Premium. It's a citrus soda. So we're going to try that out. You forget what I look like? Yeah, it's a face reveal every time. This is how you do a bottle. You just do it with your arm there. Okay. I want to see, like, it's Voodoo. I'm going to guess it's a little bit like Mountain Dew. Maybe? I don't know. Let's taste it. Yeah, that's like... It's like Mountain Dew mixed with a little bit of... It's like Sierra Mist and Mountain Dew mixed together. Not Sierra Mist. It's not Sierra Mist anymore. It's a... What is it called? I don't frickin' Starry. What is it? Okay. Do you know why it's not called Sierra Mist anymore? It's, because there was a porn actress who had the name Sierra Mist. Okay. Webcam stays on or off? Genuine question. Do I just, like, put myself small down here? Your choice. Yeah, I don't think I want a camera on my face. Not this time. Maybe I'll do it more for other future Soda streams. So, not Soda streams, Soda reviews. Soda stream is not affiliated with this channel whatsoever. I gotta turn this music down. It's still really loud in my ears. Goodbye, face. Okay. I feel like a lot of comments... Let me turn this. Let me fix this a little bit. It feels so... a little bit too loud to me. There we go. A lot of people in the comments, maybe not a lot of people, there were just a handful of vocal people in the comments who said I was too harsh on Sadie. Like I said, Sadie, this is unforgivable. This makes Sadie one of my least favorite characters in the show. Let me put it this way. This is not the only thing that makes Sadie one of my least favorite characters. She definitely is down there, though, and this is one of the big reasons. I don't think it's unforgivable, but it's insanely reckless. I think it's unforgivable, like absolutely unforgivable, because she knew this. First of all, you got to take into account, I counted the days, nine whole days she trapped 2 people on an island, and they weren't 100% sure. First of all, the first couple days that they were there, they didn't know if they were going to have food. So yeah, to initially like hide that and not immediately uncover it when you were like considering that you might die is pretty fucked. Like I don't think you can forgive Sadie for any of the things that she did. You could argue that it's not, she didn't do it to get with Lars, but I think that's one of the biggest reasons possibly that she did that. Man, I forget how egregious YouTube ads are because I have YouTube Premium. Like I've been paying for that for a long time because back when Google Play Music was a thing, I paid for that, and I've just kept paying for it for that long. It wouldn't have been so bad if she hit it for like a single night. Yeah, I think a lot of this episode would have made a lot more sense if it was maybe like 2 days, like a weekend that they were gone. I think that would have made sense. Cause then maybe like, I mean, 9 days, dude. Plus, I don't even for as long, like 9 days. His shirt is totally, I mean, his pants were destroyed, I'm sure. Anyone remember YouTube Red? It turned into YouTube Premium. They just renamed it because it sounded like RedTube, which is a porn site. It just cut the time span shot and it would fix most of the episode's problem. I think if you cut that, right, that was like 7 days that flashed by. It would be down to like three days and 3 nights. I think that's totally reasonable. This episode could have played out that long. And then it would have been a little bit believable that Lars's phone would have still been, you know, would have still been around. I think they just did that, that time-lapse shot because they needed one extra shot for the music video part. I don't know. Why is Steven's hair like that? Yeah, it's because it's all greasy. His hair's all like nasty and greasy from not like showering in a long time. He never gets a droopy hair again. It's weird because he even like goes out in the rain and he spends all that time in space and stuff like that. I don't know. The moon didn't change. Maybe it wasn't more than 1 night. That's the thing. If it stayed a half moon, it would have made sense if it was like 1 or 2 nights even. Like I would give it a pass if it was 2. But it's this episode, the time scale is awful. The time scale would fix a lot of complaints I had in this episode because again, I think Sadie, what she did is unforgivable, but if it was only 2 days that they've been on this island and she was like, oh, here's the warp pad, they'd be like, oh, okay, you just wanted to like hang out for a couple days. That's fine. Doesn't Sadie also say, I couldn't help myself? We can look at the transcript real quick because I can't quite remember. Island adventure transcript. I don't want to play the audio because that would get the stream nuked. She says, look, I panicked. I hid the warp pad. You were just going to leave, but I knew how much you really needed this. Why won't you ever let me help you? That's the other thing is she She pushes blame to Lars. Also, these eyes are a little bit weird looking. She pushes blame onto Lars for no reason. That's I don't know. The show doesn't keep her accountable. That's the other thing that makes me not like her. Victim blamer, yes. Gaslighting, you guys have it right. The sunlight half of the moon always points at a different angle than it should. That is an interesting point. I had people... Okay, this has bothered me because people are adamant about this in the comment or in the video that I talked about it. In Arcade Mania, there's a shot where the full moon is visible during the day, during like afternoon, which is just not possible at an astronomical level. And I was gonna do this whole like thing, maybe like a exclusive video for Patreon or something, where I would like demonstrate how it's not possible. But people in the comments, it's like, oh, I've seen it. I've seen the full moon during the day. It's like you've seen a partial moon during the day, I'm sure, like a sliver. That's totally possible. But a full moon, no. Full moons have to happen at night. That's just how that works. Got caught and immediately started gaslighting. That is Sadie for you. Where I live, I can see the moon during the afternoon. I'm not talking about the moon. I'm talking about the full... Like, if the moon is totally full, that is not... You cannot see that during the afternoon. At most, you can see a full moon just after sunset. Yes. Because the moon... During a full moon, the moon rises as the sun sets. That's how that works. Which is fucked that this moon stays in the same place. This might not be the moon. I don't know. I mean, it has to be. That's what this is. But in Steven Universe, the moon doesn't tend to move. That's how lunar eclipses also happen. Yeah, you can't see a lunar eclipse during the day. And lunar eclipses only happen during full moons. Huh. It should be pointing down? Well, I don't know where the sun is in this shot. I don't know. Maybe the moon in Steven Universe is synchronized with Earth's rotation. That wouldn't change anything. The phases should still happen. If it was synced with Earth's rotation, then that would also mean the phases change throughout the day, meaning it can't be half full 100% of the time. I will die on this hill. This hill means nothing to me, but I will die on it. That's a phrase my friend Craig came up with. I haven't talked to Craig in a long time. Like a couple years, even. Let's see the... Wait. Let me go back to where... Yeah. I had to, like, edit this when the days were changing. I had to edit it so it would match my talking, because it goes by so quickly that I can't really sync it up during recording. Okay, Jesus. I, like, forgot how quickly it goes. What if the moon is just two different colors all the time and it's not shadow? Well, it still should have phases because the white part should be invisible some of the time. Listen, I know a lot about... I'm no astronomer, at least not professionally, but I know a lot about the freaking solar system because I was obsessed with it as a child. Never realized till I looked at the Mask Island fandom wiki page that the Mask Island mountain splits clean in half after Super Watermelon Island. Yeah, I noticed that. I noticed that the wiki, this goes for a lot of like fan wikis, is that they use the most recent design for something. I've always remembered this island looking like this, but then you go onto the wiki page and it's cracked in half. Also, follow-up, not really follow-up, but a potential interesting question to ask. Is this the living island that the gems fight off-screen in Cat Fingers? It's entirely possible, I think. Because there's conflicting evidence to where this island exists. Because let's go back to this shot. This plant, the like stinking corpse lily that I talked about, is only indigenous to Indonesia. So what if this island is a living is said living island, and it has like moved to the Atlantic Ocean, and yeah. It seems too small to have noticed, to not have noticed an invisible corrupt gem. That's what I said in the video as well, is that like over the course of 9 days, again, it's a timescale problem. Over the course of 9 days, they should have run into it. Maybe if it was 2 days, I would believe that they would have missed it because it's invisible. But 9 days, it should have run into them a lot earlier. It has a warp pad, which is interesting. Yeah, I don't know what the point of the island is. It's got these geodes. It's crystals everywhere. And it's not like a kindergarten, because it didn't like kill everything. But it's important enough that it has a warp pad. I don't know. The uncorrupted version of this gem looks like a man in snowy clothes. What is this? It's a Moonstone, right? Moonstone. There is no official artwork of it uncorrupted. Okay. So I don't know. Oh wait, concept art. Interesting. Oh, he's got a little mask on. He looks like something out of I was gonna say Spirited Away. That's not quite right. Let me pull the image up. This image. Yeah, I see it. I haven't seen that movie, the fourth Hotel Transylvania. I've only seen, weirdly enough, I actually own a DVD of the first one. I've seen that one and the third one. And that's it. Every shot we see of Earth from space has daylight on the wrong hemisphere. I guess the animation, the art crew didn't study astronomy. Okay, this is Mario Galaxy. This is the beginning of Mario Galaxy 2, and it's incredibly nostalgic. Someday I'm going to play that game on stream, like on Twitch, and it'll be fun. I have a copy of it still. I wonder what she did on Homeworld. There's a lot of gems. Like, the gem what is it? The hierarchy, not the hierarchy. The you could always think of it as like reconnaissance, right? Consider this. Moonstone has to like wear a real clothing because its body is always invisible in a mask, you know? But then Moonstone, like a Moonstone is used for espionage, maybe. Like spying, diamonds spying on each other. That's just a random like throw it at the wall kind of theory. I don't know what kind of. How would you have an invisible light body? Is it infrared? Possibly. Maybe. I think hard light is a bit of a. It's how do I say it? It's a bit of a red herring. I can't justify the twinkle toes feet. Yeah, if you put bells on those, then this Moonstone couldn't like walk around and be hidden. Fucking elf toes. Oh, I don't like the worm. The worm is like the creepiest fucking thing. Also the way it writhes. Look at it. Let me just play that back in real time. One sec. I don't like it. It's so weird. They animated it so well. Would I eat the worm for $5? I'd eat it for $1. Maybe. Why would the worm have a nose? Well, it's a mask. It's like a weird magically directed evolution mask. Also the string. Oh, animation error. Okay, I thought it disappeared. No, not an animation error. It just blends in with Steven's hair. I thought it disappeared between frames. I think the mask part of the worm is crunchy and the rest is like gummy worm texture. Is it like an exoskeleton carapace kind of thing on the front so it can tunnel without damaging itself? Oh, perhaps it's evolved to tunnel through like the hard crystals in the geodes, and it has this like drill nose. There we go. There's a theory not related to gems at all. The uncorrupted gem has a mask, right? It's possible that they messed with the ecosystem here in some kind of experiment. Well, of course they messed with the ecosystem. There's freaking glowing crystals everywhere. Like I said, it's like the plants and like dogs around Chernobyl, how they have like adapted with like radiation resistance and different stuff. It's the same idea but with like magic crystals. I like to think that feels. It makes sense in my brain. 6,000 years, if you had, like, magic or fucking radiation to accelerate evolution, I think that seems realistic enough to me. You can imagine the little shit pecking at the geodes like a woodpecker. Yep, that's how Steven found it, maybe, is pecking at the frickin' crystals. Eating the magic. Steven Universe doesn't have a lot of Earth. Oh, it's Mario talking. I'm like, what is going on? Earth life, but weird. animals that I can think of outside of Mask Island. Yeah, it's not like Avatar universe where everything's like a hybrid. Except Bosco, the bear. Okay, if I could talk about one other show, you know, someone's already done that. That's what Gemology is based on. If anyone has that question, yes, Gemology is based on overanalyzing Avatar. If overanalyzing Avatar didn't exist, I would absolutely be talking Avatar all the time. I love that show. It's that Avatar: The Last Airbender is one of a few shows that I would definitely put like high above Steven Universe. It might even go it might even go like really close to the top of my favorite shows ever. Ed, Edd n Eddy is the top of that list, but Avatar: The Last Airbender might be number 2. Okay, I've noticed about the soda. Okay, we're going to go back to the soda review that I did at the very beginning. Not the very beginning, but the soda has a very odd aftertaste. I don't know what's in it that's I don't know. It has brominated soybean oil. I don't know if that's like legal anymore. I don't know. I think it's just the fact that it's a what soda? I did a soda review at the beginning. It's Fitz's Voodoo. It's a citrus flavored soda bottled in St. Louis. Hill to Die On. I don't know what that is. I'm going to look it up. If it's a song, I'm not playing it. Because the stream will get nuked. Okay, I will not play this. Is brominated vegetable oil, because they don't put that in Mountain Dew anymore, right? Is that like, didn't the FDA like crack down on that? Oh, I like this face. I like the shading. Okay, this is something that not a lot of shows do. Not a ton of shows like go out of their way to do any amount of lighting. They just have like these flat colors. If a character's in a dark environment, then they're shaded. They're just like colored a little bit darker. Rebecca Sugar's new single. Oh, okay. I haven't seen this or heard it. Was it released? Oh, it was released fucking like 2 days ago. Jesus. I will not be playing it on stream. I haven't heard it, and I will have to wait until after because I don't want the stream to get fucking roasted by a DMCA takedown. See, it's so... I like to think of The Simpsons because it was really jarring when The Simpsons movie had, like, shading on all the characters. But it's a very easy thing to do, I think, if you just take a little bit extra time for the coloring. I'm not an animator, so I can't be speaking of how easy it is, but it's like, say you do Lars's hair, you mask out this little section, and then you take a darker version of this color, and you just go, whoa, with the brush, and then there you go, it's darker. I feel like that's not like a huge ask. But I guess for a show like The Simpsons that's been going on forever, maybe that's a little bit more. I don't know. It would also be jarring because that show also when it premiered, it was all done with cell animation by Klasky Chupo. So maybe it would have been too hard to do that during cell animation, and they didn't want to like change the style mid show. Do I really hate Sadie after this episode? I never said I hate Sadie. I said I kind of hate Sadie. Actually, I kind of did say I hate Sadie. A little bit. Sadie is she's not very high. Actually, she's very low on the list of characters that I like. She just doesn't. First of all, this moment brings her down to the very bottom, and then there's not enough that brings her back up from here. And the episodes that she gets are just kind of like boring filler, I think. I don't know. That might be a hot take, because I not really a huge. The whole like Sadie killer and the suspects thing never really. It didn't click with me. I didn't really like the where that ended up going. Mr. Smiley's not my least favorite. He is the focus of one of my least favorite episodes, though, which is a robot Future Boys Zoltron. I was gonna say Voltron, but that's like a real show. I think least favorite character I've said is Onion. That's probably in my FAQ page if you go. It's in the description. Because Onion is just, I don't know. It started out as a meme a little bit. I mean, I initially didn't like Onion, and then it turned into a meme when I did Crystal Sins, and then I still like don't like him as a character. Because he's not really a character. He's like a joke. I can't believe Lars still liked her after this. If I was him, I would stay far away from her. I think, here's the thing. I give Lars a break because imagine how big Beach City is. Like, he got with Sadie. He knows that Sadie likes him. And I'm gonna say he's like a teenager. This is like his first fucking, romance, whatever the hell. And he doesn't want to fuck it up, so he will allow her to fuck it up instead. That's kind of what I'm... From the perspective of a fucking dude who has gone through kind of the same thing. Not like an abusive relationship, but a relationship that just kind of... I didn't realize wasn't going anywhere. And, I was like, oh, I don't want to fuck this up because it's like the first time I've dealt with this. It's like, I understand. But at the same time, like, Sadie's a fucking psycho. Come on. Are Sadie and Lars teens? I don't know. That's very unclear to me. Did she keep you on an island for 9 days? No. Nothing like that. It was just a relationship that I look back on as being kind of boring. And it wasn't that we didn't do a lot. It was just like, I don't know. Not very open with each other. That's part of it. This is like lullaby story time. I'm reading you a fucking child's book, telling you about my previous love life. Does Rose Quartz get her own section in the tier list because of how complex her character is? Are we talking about like a best character tier list? Yeah, Rose Quartz is yeah. I feel like yeah, Rose Quartz and Pink Diamond definitely wouldn't be separate. I wouldn't put Rose... There's a lot of people in this fandom who hate Rose for some reason. I do not see that. I don't get it, because I feel like the reason behind that is that you see Rose's her her development in reverse. So it's like recency bias, right? You see Pink Diamond being a fucking cunt, and then like you're like, oh, well, she was a cunt the whole time, right? Like, I don't like that. I don't like this character because of that. But it's recency bias, because the most recent thing people see in this show at the very end is Pink Diamond being like a whiny baby. Sadie also dragged a literal child into that. That's, yeah, it's the Steven's point of view rule. They could never make you hate rose quartz. Or me. Never... They could never make me hate rose quartz. I think that's... Yeah, if you've ever seen... There's a video on YouTube. It's like all of the Pink Diamond rose quartz scenes in order. If you end up watching that video, there's no way that the like rose quartz hate is real. It's like a meme. Or like people who just don't know how to form opinions themselves. She isn't completely good or evil. That's like the main theme of this show. That there is no good. There's no perfect good in any character, and there's no perfect evil. There's no such thing as either of those. As much as people want to believe that, and as much as media likes to portray that, that's just not how real people work. And I think that's what gives Steven Universe characters so much depth. I talked about it in House Guest. When Greg does that, it's like people will... It's a lot of characters get an unforgivable moment that it's like, oh, I can't fucking believe that they would do something like this. This is like absolutely unforgivable. And they like that whole purpose of that is to show that like they're like real. Like people fuck up, people make mistakes, and they fucking not even mistakes, they just make bad decisions and they hurt people. That just happens. I always thought of this as Watermelon Island. This is Watermelon Island. It's the same island. We see it in in Super Watermelon Island. That when that episode, like at the very beginning, the music, you know, when they first get to the Watermelon Island, that music sounds like Stardew Valley. I don't know how to explain it. I'm probably going to end up saying that in the video when I get to it. It took me until this most recent rewatch to realize it was the same island for some reason. That somehow clicked for me immediately, like the first time I saw that episode. I don't know, it just immediately clicked. I'm like, oh, that's the fucking island that Lars and Sadie, or Sadie was a psychopath on. I wouldn't want to... Did they descale these? They, like, I wouldn't want to eat a fish like this. First of all, it's a tropical fish. I did a little tiny bit of research on this. Tropical fish can have this fucking toxin that's like, it's not a bacteria, it's not a virus, it's a chemical that they get from eating something that... Imagine salmonella on, like, giga steroids, on, like, perks, you know? It's gonna kill you if you can't get medical attention. Yummy, yummy chemicals. I'm gonna look this up. Hold on, what is that called? Okay. I'd just be really worried about, There's a thing with there's like bad, or like they put like these, sometimes they put fish like this in tuna cans because tuna is one of the like most widely mislabeled foods in the world. How do you say this? Huh? How do you... I'm typing this into... I don't know how to say this word. I don't want to butcher it. Let me just show the Wikipedia article. The Wikipedia article. I don't know if chat would be able to fucking pronounce this for me. Ciguatera? Ciguatera? Is that right? Does that sound... ciguatoxin. This shit, like... Let's see. Symptoms may include diarrhea, vomiting, numbness, itchiness, dysesthesia, sensitivity to hot and cold, dizziness, and weakness with lethargy. The Violet Bee, how's it going? You see hiding in private's videos on this series. I don't know who that is. I've seen that name. I don't know anything about that. I have not seen those videos. Sig's kill. Thank you for the super chat. I had tuna sushi today. It was shit. The one with the shrimp and the one with the eel was better. I love eel rolls. Those are my favorite sushi. Tuna is okay. I'll take it or leave it. And it's usually real tuna when I get it. Yeah, anyway, this was the thing in tropical fish, like these fucking guys, they can kill you and stuff. Yeah, you need to be risk of death. Well, this risk of death goes up when you're on a fucking on a desert island with no medical supplies and stuff. Anyway, I wouldn't want to eat any tropical fish like this. Like those blue things, you know, Finding Nemo, the blue, like, Ellen DeGeneres fish. Loving the Mario Galaxy music. Yeah, I did that last stream, and I feel like it just fits for... It fits for Steven Universe. I feel like a lot of inspiration for Steven Universe came from, like, at least a little bit of it came from Mario Galaxy. My childhood, indeed. I played the fuck out of Galaxy 2, but not so much Galaxy 1. I played a lot of Galaxy 1 because my neighbor next door had it, and we would, like, swap. You know, he would play Mario Galaxy 1, and then I would play Galaxy 2, and we'd swap. His hand looks weird in that frame. Yeah, he's got a little weird, like crab grabber. Crab claw. Also, he's doing the hand thing in this weird pose. This doesn't look like a thumb. That's what it is. Oh, wait, let me look at my own hand. No, you know what it is? It's that all of his fingers look like thumbs, because they only have two segments. Very strange. Same with Amethyst. Amethyst is also doing the hand thing. What the hell? The gems will just leave Steven alone for at least a week on end. Yeah. I feel like Steven, in normal circumstances, Steven would go to his dad, right? Like, after maybe a day or two, he'd be like, well, I'm, like, sick of being alone, so I'm gonna go find my dad and hang out with my dad. It seems realistic enough, but he's on a desert island here. There's no way they spent... Oh, what is this face? There's no way the gems spent 9 days underwater. I'll say that much. The hand thing is easier to draw. That's what I've heard. But it's funny to just say it's the hand thing. Again, I picked that up from overanalyzing Avatar. Let's find another hand thing. I think the worst ones is when the fingers are supposed to be spread apart, or when someone's grabbing something and it's like really super obvious, but it's only obvious if you're looking for it. Ugh. This shot has always fucked with me, just like the way Steven is drawn here. I don't get it. Again, it's like fat fingers. These are like fingers as fat as mine. Why is one eye longer than the other? Yeah. Why the gems never bring up that he was gone for so long? It doesn't make sense. That's what I'm thinking. We talked about this earlier, is that this episode would have made... A lot of the problems would have fixed themselves if that stupid shot of, like, 9 days passing really fast... Not 9 days, but if like, they spent 3 days on the island, then... a lot of the problems in this episode wouldn't have been so bad. You know what it is? It's his nose that's all messed up. Their perspective... You spelled there wrong. I'm gonna point that out. Their perception of time wouldn't be much... My phone's going off. Wouldn't be much different than humans. Well, their perception of time is based on the cycle of Earth, right? Like the day-night cycle, the Minecraft day-night open world day-night cycle. Three days maximum. That's what I choose to believe. I believe it was a mistake to have the days go by so quickly. Was that the Breath of the Wild pickup sound? Or am I going nuts? You know, I could gaslight you and say it's not, but I'm gonna say you're correct. It's subtle. It's subtle enough that people don't... It's just like, oh, it's a notification sound. But if people have played Breath of the Wild for long enough time, they know. That game has really good sound design. I have this weird obsession with sound design in video games. Best sound design of all time... in any video game is Elite Dangerous. It's really good. Play that game on really big speakers. It's awesome. The leaves covering the warp prevented the gems from warping there if they were looking for him. That contradicts, what do you call it? In an indirect kiss, when they warp into Rose's fountain, there's this, like, big, huge bunch of brambles covering the warp, and it fucking... I pointed it out in the video. It fucking vaporizes them. The brambles get demolished. They get reduced to atoms when they warp in. So, those leaves shouldn't have been stopping shit. It wouldn't surprise me if the pre-season 1 gems had a, wait, I thought you were feeding Steven, how long has it been moment. That's the thing, living on my own and having animals, I have that with myself. Like, every so often, I shouldn't be admitting this, but I, like, forget to fill up my cat's, he has, like, a water fountain kind of thing, and I, like, fill it up every couple days because it has a big basin. But every so often I walk into the living room and it's just, like, gurgling because it doesn't have enough water to, like, keep it flowing. So I'm like, oh shit. I thought I filled that up. Cat's healthy though. I've done nothing to harm any of my animals except for when I took my drakes to get butchered. Because I'm not allowed to have male poultry in the city. I wish there were more of those moments. I wish there were more moments where the gems could talk about Steven with Steven not being there. If that makes any amount of sense. It's the Steven's point of view rule. I wish there were just more gem moments. Yeah, sorry, I had to butcher a couple ducks. 3 of them. I'm always on top of feeding and watering the critters in my house when my parents forget. True. Again, I live on my own. I have cats. I have a cat and ducks. And I just have to deal with those. That's like my morning routine. Get up, feed the cat, feed the ducks, replace the ducks' water. Oh, I love this face. I love Lars's face. See, I do all of that before I make myself coffee. Generally. Get your blood moving. Go outside. I have access to duck. I still have access to duck. I said 20,000 subscribers and I'll bring a duck on stream. That'll be next year at some point, I think. At the rate that my channel is growing, next year. I couldn't tell you when, because I'm not good at math. And I can't tell if I'm going to get roped up into some kind of... If I have like a really bad take and everyone unsubscribes from me. When in the next episode I say Ronaldo isn't my least favorite character. Wow. Everyone unsubscribed. Wow. You can borrow one of ours. We have dozens. If I ever need ducks... First of all, you live like 10 hours away from me as far as I know. Something like that. We're say Midwest, but the Midwest is a huge area. What episode is after this one? The next episode is Keep Beach City Weird, which premieres on Wednesday. It's already up on Patreon. Besides Onion, who is the worst character? That's a tough one because I could say any character that just doesn't get screen time. Like Kofi Pizza or something like that. I want to say there's a gem. One of the like weird nobody gems is probably the worst. It's probably that weird fusion that I talked about in that one stream. The fusion that like they fuse at the ball and then get vaporized by a yellow diamond. wouldn't even put Ronaldo at the bottom, like the lowest. I say that in the next video. A little bit of spoiler for the next video. I wouldn't put Ronaldo in a bottom 5 list. I say bottom 10 in the video. I think I would change that to bottom 5 if I really think about it. I'd have to make that list though, so we'll do like a bracket. What is it? Bracket fight? Bracketfights.com. I can make like a Steven Universe characters, like every Steven Universe named character bracket. Oh. Unless someone wants to do that for me. Ooh, here's one. We could do this right now. This could be fun. Okay. I'm gonna pull this up because this seems cool. Bracketfight.com. Bracketfights.com. Someone made a which Steven Universe character would win. We could just... Okay, we're gonna shuffle up this. And we're gonna see We're gonna do this together. I'm gonna enable compact mode, and then we're just gonna go through this. I'm gonna read some of these. Shuffle, shuffle. Wait, we're gonna match up. Oh, here we go, chat. We're gonna do this together. Bismuth versus rose quartz. Well, we already know this. Canonically, rose quartz won. This one's like the easiest. Right? Okay, that one's easy. Okay, yellow pearl versus rutile twins. Who would win in a fight? We haven't seen either of them fight, right? Like, rutile twins did like systems. They did like engineering on the ship. But that's pretty much it. Pearl? Rutile twins? Okay. Do off-colors even have weapons? I'm sure they do. Rutile twins maybe technically 2v1? That's the thing is, I don't know. Would they be like fighting with each other while they're trying to fight Pearl? Yellow Pearl? I don't know. I would... it's hard to tell because we haven't seen either of them fight, but we've seen a Pearl fight. I think you give Yellow Pearl a sword. Like, if you give them both a sword, Yellow Pearl would probably beat them. Let's put it that way. If they had weapons. If they were on the same playing field, they had equal weapons, I think Yellow Pearl would fucking roast them. My money on the twins. Okay, we're going to do a vote. We're going to do a poll because I can't decide personally. I'm going to say who wins in a fight? Yellow Pearl or Rutile twins. I think I spelled Rutile right. Oh, I didn't want to add an option. Okay, we're going to go through. Run that poll. I'm going to give it like a minute or two. Oh, it's equal. Okay. Rutile. Oh, it's really close. I wonder if we'll see a normal Rutile. Maybe. It's leaning a little bit toward Yellow Pearl. I think I'm going to give it to Yellow Pearl. Because that's what I think as well. Okay. Okay, here we go. The cluster versus Pink Pearl. Yeah, there's no question. Lion versus Pink Diamond. Could Lion just teleport away? Pink Diamond for sure, obviously, but like, would she want to do it? Yeah, I don't know. I think... Wait, could Lion die? I don't know. I give it to Pink Diamond no matter what she does. Like, Pink Diamond's one of the most powerful characters probably in the show. So I feel like she could fuck on Lion pretty good. Pink Diamond literally created... I created you! I could destroy you! Okay, we'll go with her. Ooh. Holly Blue Agate versus Eyeball Ruby. I give it to Holly Blue, I think. Right? Because, like, Eyeball Ruby's tiny and couldn't even beat Steven in a little tiny bubble. She would whip the fuck out of this Ruby, I think. She's just bigger. Yeah, she's a quartz. She's huge. Yeah, Eyeball is ruthless. I think given infinite amount of time, Eyeball would wear her down. But I think Holly Blue would beat her in like a 1v1. Like a Smash, like 3 stock Final Destination, like Smash Brothers fight. Holly Blue would win. That's pretty much it. Oh, this is another canonical one that we saw. We already know. It's unfortunate Pearl loses this early. But White Diamond for sure wins this matchup. I shuffled the hell out of it. You guys watched me. I hit shuffle like a billion times on this thing, so it's just giving unfair matchups. Okay, sorry, Pearl, but White Diamond kicks your ass on the first elimination. Connie versus Fluorite. Do you think Connie could beat Fluorite? Like, Fluorite's kind of slow, right? Like, one sword slash. I'm thinking the sword. If we're going by the image, Connie's got the sword. Connie has this? Yeah, if... She's well-trained. You said the exact same thing. Connie is well-trained, Vondel. She could just stomp on her. I don't think Connie would let her. Agility dominance. You're right. Connie is too fast. I think I agree with this. I think Connie, as weird of a matchup as this is, I think Connie wins this one. Honestly. Yeah, I give it to her. Lars versus Garnet. Could... Oh, someone liked my comment. Okay. I should turn off my... Give me 1 sec. I'm going to turn off notifications without showing them on screen. There we go. The problem with my notifications is that my phone notifications also come in. Oh, I lost it. Use matchup mode. Lars versus Garnet. They'll fuse and become Larnet. This is assuming Lars has lion powers. If Lars was smart enough, let's say Lars knows how to open a portal, he could do you guys, have you guys seen not Across the Spider-Verse? Yeah, Across the Spider-Verse, the second one. The second Spider-Verse movie. They what's his name? The Spot. He can open portals and shit and like tank a punch just by like shoving an arm, like he just like throws a punch and he opens a portal and his arm goes through the portal. That's pretty much it. I don't know though, cuz like Garnet is fast, and Garnet could probably see that future vision type shit going on. He may be immortal, but he isn't invincible. I think this is the same thing with Lion. Like, this is a closer matchup than Lion and Pink Diamond, obviously. But I still would give it to Garnet because Lars is not invincible, but I think he can still get really fucking hurt and his like bones would break. I'd give it to Garnet. Definitely. Okay, Rose Quartz versus Yellow Pearl. Wait, didn't we have Yellow Pearl? Yeah, okay, we're back up to the top then. Well, Rose Quartz just fucks on Yellow Pearl, right? She's just dead. Like, no, like, I wonder if, canonically, if these two have interacted. I'm sure they have. Well, yeah, they have. I mean, like, Rose Quartz in Rose Quartz form, I mean. Have they interacted? Maybe. They maybe have seen each other. I think Rose Quartz stomped 100%. Yellow Pearl killed Rose Quartz theory. Oh, wait, that was real, wasn't it? I'm thinking back in the day, that was like a real thing that people would believe. But yeah, Rose Quartz stomp. Okay, Cluster versus Pink Diamond. We didn't see Steven on here. That's weird. We're already repeating characters. No, wait, okay, this is going through the first side. I understand now. I think Pink Diamond wins this one. She could talk it out. She could, like, Fallout New Vegas charisma her way through. There's still the other half. Yes. Yeah, I didn't notice. Pink, if she knows that she has OP powers, I think... Let's assume that she knows how to use all her fucking, like, shouting at people powers in her Pink ability. Like, Pink Steven ability. I think Pink Diamond would do it, because she has, like, I don't know how much people believe in, like, the whole, like, diamond authority power. Like, the actual idea of diamonds, like, a command from a diamond being impossible to break. Which you maybe might be able to see with Pearl. Maybe she could diamond command the cluster. I don't know. The cluster could just squeeze her to death, though. Yeah. She can use her mind powers to stop it. If Steven could beat the cluster, then Pink Diamond could win also, since, you know, they're the same entity. I would give it to Pink Diamond. I think so, yeah. I believe in the Diamond Authority power with Pearl and Spinel. I think those are the best, the biggest pieces of evidence toward it. So I would say Pink Diamond, I would give it to her. Holly Blue versus White Diamond. I think Holly Blue would, like, surrender immediately. Let's be honest. Holly Blue has never seen White Diamond. She would be like, White Diamond, and then, like, collapse to her knees and bow down, and she would dissipate her own form immediately. Yeah, White Diamond wins that one. Garnet versus Connie. Could Garnet... Okay, let's assume that they're beefing with each other. Like, Garnet has no qualms about killing Connie. Garnet would beat the fuck out of Connie, I think. For sure. Like, this isn't even close. Connie is tiny. Connie's a little tiny human person. Yeah, Garnet is gonna one-shot her. With a gauntlet punch. Yeah, okay. I don't even have to think about that one. Okay, here we go. Okay, Pink Diamond versus mature Pink Diamond. I would give it to Rose Quartz, right? Because, like, Rose Quartz is just the more experienced, more knowledgeable Pink Diamond. This is the stupidest matchup I've ever seen. This is a mirror match, yeah. It's like, what do you call it? Marth versus Lucina in Super Smash Bros. 4. They would both lose. Anakin versus Darth Vader moment. Yeah, kind of. Can Rose even do the shouting thing? Maybe. Rose canonically killed her? No, Pearl killed her. The Rose killing her was the ploy. I mean, it's literally just a case of Rose Quartz has experience fighting when she is Rose Quartz, when she takes that form. I would give it to I'd give it to Rose Quartz, not Pink Diamond. It's just that little bit of, like, whoever would fight better. I don't know. Yeah. Just go back and give it to the cluster. No. Shit. It's always White Diamond just beats everybody, and she's against she's against characters that have already beaten her. I think White Diamond just wins this straight up. Okay. This one is more interesting. Cause you know, Pink Steven was able to, like, deflect White Diamond's fucking mind blast, her brain blast. Cause Rose, let me imagine this. Rose just puts up her shield and just walks toward Pink or White Diamond. I think, you know, take the diamonds out of the bracket. Well, I'm just going how someone made this one, and I just wanted to do it because it's cool. I think Pink Steven is better at that than Rose Quartz, but the shield reflects everything, right? She's like 100 feet tall. That's true. But wouldn't I don't know. It's it's like a toss up in my mind. We haven't seen White Diamond, like, fight, you know, She could seriously just like go and squish Rose Quartz, but then Rose would put up a bubble or her shield. And I don't know, Rose Quartz is just more trained as a fighter, I think. White would crush Rose. There's so much. Okay, I'm going to run another poll because I don't know. Chat seems to disagree with me a little bit. I have to specify that it's not, we're not talking pink diamond here. So white diamond would not know that she's fighting pink diamond. Rose would play mind games like Steven. That's possible. This is hard, yeah. What if White Diamond had a gun? Okay, I have this joke between a few of my friends. We played a lot of Overwatch together, and we would always say, you know, the character Lucio in... this is unrelated to the bracket at all. The character Lucio in Overwatch can wall ride. Like, he can jump onto a wall and kind of, like, surf on it for a little bit. So we'd always have this joke where it's like, what if X character could wall ride? Like, what if Winston could wall ride? Or what if Roadhog could wall ride? And it just evolved into just like every game that we play together, we would say like, what if this character could wall ride? So what if White Diamond had a gun? Just made me think of what if White Diamond could wall ride. That's all I'm thinking of. And then Mario Kart World comes out, and the whole game is based on that question of like, what if all of these characters could wall ride? And they did. They can. Okay. The poll says Rose Quartz wins. I have to agree. I'm gonna end that one. I think Rose Quartz could like outbrain White Diamond, you know? I gave it to her. Okay. Interesting. Padparacha versus Aquamarine. I mean, we haven't seen Padparacha fight at all. For that, you know, on that note, we also haven't seen Sapphire, like Garnet Sapphire, fight at all. Aquamarine wins. Wait. Do we count that she has her bow tractor beam thing? Because she has it in the picture. Does that count? I guess it counted for Connie. Like, I let Connie have her sword because she had it in the picture. Even without her wand? What does Aquamarine have for a weapon, though? Aquamarine would just fly around and disorient Padparacha. Yeah, I think you're right. I think no matter what, Aquamarine wins. They're about the same size, though. Actually, Aquamarine's a little bit smaller, if I'm thinking correctly. Yeah, I mean, she still wins. She's like a little bug. She's like a little mosquito on the alley. Yeah. Kind of a shit matchup. Oh! Wait, this is canonical. This is real. Okay, in a 1v1, let's say they didn't fuse. Like in a straight up 1v1, no holds barred. Lapis would win. I think being able to fly for sure helps. Let's consider environment though. Let's like given any environment, not necessarily ocean. Let's say they fight in front of the barn, right? They're just at the barn. Lapis still clears. Lapis is just a lot higher ranked. I thought Lapises were workers. You know, terraformers. If Lapis had no water, she has no weapons. I don't know. I still give it to Lapis because she could just take off and, like, lead Jasper to... She could taunt Jasper, fly away, and lead her to water, and then Lapis just wins by, like, immediately. I think Lapis would destroy Jasper in a 1v1. Okay, I'll give it to her. Interesting, like, more canonical matchup. Oh, weird one. Peridot for sure, right? The only reason Pearl beat, like, our Pearl beat Peridot is because Pearl has had more experience, right? Yeah, Peridot wins. Like, this Pearl is not allowed to, like, do anything. This, like, Peridot has metal powers that, like, other Peridots don't even know that they have. This is a hilarious matchup, but Peridot solos her. I agree. This one just goes on forever? Yeah. Okay, this was... I mean, if Yellow Diamond could just instantly vaporize her, then yeah, I think Blue Diamond could do the same. Blue immediately destroys this Zircon. Are they going to show the other Zircon? Yeah, the other Zircon is in there as well. Okay. It's the next one. Steven versus Zircon. Blue Zircon. What does Zircon do? Like, she doesn't have... She's not a fighter. She's a fucking lawyer. Lawyers only have... We've all seen Better Call Saul, right? We've seen fucking Saul get beat up by cartel guys. Steven fucks on Zircon, I swear to God. Also, this is not adult Steven. Or, like, teenager Steven. This is regular kid Steven. So we have to take into account that this is kid Steven. He knows how to use the shield, though, but... Steven demolishes this Zircon, if he's allowed to. Put an Ace Attorney from Marvel vs. Capcom. Well, this is also canon. We've seen Yellow Diamond absolutely... That sucks that... I know Pearl got immediately eliminated, and now Amethyst is getting immediately eliminated. Like, remorseless Yellow Diamond, especially. Yeah, it's not even... Yeah, sorry, Amethyst. That's exactly right. Unfortunate. Okay. The Topaz Fusion versus... I'm spacing on her name. Shit. A ruby and a pearl. I forget. I forget her name. I'm like trying to think of the scene. Rhodonite. Topaz? Topaz has the cool fucking, like, baton thing. That's, yeah. I don't know why. I don't know why I, spaced on Rhodonite. My brain kept going to Padparacha. Yeah, Topaz for sure bodies Rhodonite, unfortunately. Topaz solos. Well, Topaz, they're both fusions, but Topaz is a double same gem fusion, so they're just like a massive version of one gem. Topaz for sure wins. Okay, Hessonite and Emerald. I've not played Save the Light, so I don't know. So chat, you're going to have to help me. I would give it to her from the little tiny bit that I've seen. They're both like captains, right? Am I wrong on that? Okay, we also lost our music. One sec. I'm just going to replay that video. Give me one sec. Okay, we're back here. Squaredot? Does Squaredot show up? No, she doesn't. Okay. Hessonite for sure. Admiral versus a general. Oh, interesting take. Because that's like both kind of the same idea. I don't know. Hessonite because she has a boss fight. Hessonite has good swordsmanship. Okay, yeah. Let's give it to her. I don't know enough. I'm hoping we see Emerald in Lars of the Stars, though. I feel like that would be a missed opportunity if she doesn't show up again. Let's give it to Hessonite. Okay. I think Lapis fucks on Aquamarine, honestly. I think Aquamarine gets roasted. Lapis for sure. Lapis solos, yeah. If it was Jasper, I think Jasper would have demolished her, but Lapis kills. Lapis fucking destroys Aquamarine. Aquamarine is higher ranked. Who cares? She's not. We're not talking about rank. If we were giving it to rank, then Padparacha would have won. Peridot wins. This is canon. Lapis is one of the most powerful gems in the series. Yeah, I think it's going to be Lapis versus fucking Rose Quartz at the end. They're both water gems. That's true. Okay. Remembering the can scene. Well, yeah. Blue Diamond for sure kills, absolutely vaporizes Peridot. Anyway. Okay, Steven versus Yellow Diamond. Wait, Yellow Diamond's electric powers just couldn't do anything against him, right? But in like he gets stomped on by her and then gets put into that this is kind of like this matchup is kind of how that episode plays out. Steven technically won. That's true. Yellow could only stomp Steven and knock him out. Yeah, that's a weird. Steven has plot armor. Okay, disregarding plot armor, I think given a shield, Steven wouldn't die immediately, but he would get knocked out. And if Yellow wasn't, let's imagine Yellow was only fighting Steven during that episode, and she didn't have to deal with all the other gems there and the cluster. Steven would have died, I'm sure. She would have like thrown him into space, like baseball pitch style. Thrown him into orbit. I'm sure Steven can be killed, so I would give it to Yellow Diamond. I hate to do that dirty to Steven. But yeah. You like knock Steven out and then like drown him, you know? Or just like squish his head. Very morbid, but yeah. Okay, again, you're gonna have to help me with this. Topaz versus Hessonite. Okay, Topaz takes on like a bunch of humans, including Connie and Steven. This isn't 16-year-old Steven. Yeah, I think older Steven could have maybe potentially beat Yellow Diamond. Hessonite 100%? Really? I don't know. I just haven't played the games. I couldn't tell you. Hessonite straight up slices through Garnet in Save the Light. Holy fuck. Okay. Yeah. Then... yeah. Shit. Okay. Well, we'll give it to Hessonite. Damn. I don't know. Okay, Lapis versus Blue Diamond. Here's an interesting matchup because I remember the case during the wedding episode. Is it after the wedding? No, I forget. Whatever. Those episodes kind of blend together because they're all part of the same story. Lapis says, like, knock her off the beach. If they ended up knocking Blue Diamond into the water, I think Lapis would have won, right? Lapis literally resisted her emotion powers. That's true. Holy shit. I don't know. Lapis, seriously, one of the most fucking broken, overpowered characters in the whole show. Versus a diamond. If here's another follow-up question. If Blue Diamond was not in like an emotionally distressed state, you know, like crying about being on Earth and stuff, do you think this matchup would have gone any differently? If they're like both clear head, like 1v1. Lapis specifically counters Blue Diamond's power. That is true, though. Could Lapis actually finish Blue off? Maybe. She could trap her at the bottom of the ocean, though, for sure. Lapis only got the upper hand because she had the whole-ass barn to use against her. I don't believe that's true. I believe that if she was able to, you know, she had the like chains. She was able to chain her arms up with the water. Lapis would eventually get tired from holding her down. Probably. I don't know. Blue Diamond is actually stronger when she's in emotional distress, maybe. I think Lapis, if we don't go for like killing her, but incapacitating, Lapis would definitely be able to incapacitate Blue Diamond for quite a while. If she was able to do it to Jasper in a fusion. Lapis could just send ice shards through her body, but does Lapis have ice powers, or are you thinking Avatar: The Last Airbender, that they can like turn into ice? That's what she did when she was Malachite. Interesting. No, that could just be a Malachite power. Excuse me. Lapis could send a water saw through her body. Yeah, I think I'm convinced that Lapis would end up winning. Because she'd be able to incapacitate her for sure. But to kill her, she needs a killing blow. Yeah, I would give it to Lapis, honestly. That's a hard matchup. But I'm leaning more and more towards her. Okay. Yellow Diamond versus Hessonite. You gotta help me again, chat. I think I'd give it to Yellow Diamond just because Yellow Diamond could zap her and insta-kill her. Yellow Diamond, yeah. Yellow Diamond, like, wins instantly, right? Because she can just, like, zap. Just hit the zap button and instantly vaporize Hessonite. It's a press A to win button, or press Q to win. Her ultimate ability. Okay, here's a different matchup. Yellow Diamond. Well, no, wait. Lapis does get fucked on by Yellow Diamond, right? She gets zapped and dies instantly with the zap. Yeah, yellow wins. Yellow, unfortunately. Damn. Okay. Depends on who's faster. Well, Yellow Diamond has, like, lightning. That's fast as hell. Yeah, insta-poof. It's the press Q to win button. She just has that. It's crazy. Okay, is this the final matchup? I believe it is. Final matchup is Rose Quartz versus Yellow Diamond. If Rose Quartz could beat White, I'd say she could probably beat Yellow Diamond. At, like, full force, you know? She's got a chance against Yellow. I think it's a very, very close matchup because, again, she'd have to have perfect, like, parries with her shield, with the zaps. Or just, like, you know, shield charge. You just shield charge Yellow Diamond. I think you just win. Maybe. If she gets stomped on, she could probably just, like, jump up and kill her. Rose can do that, though? Wait. The only issue is poofing. Again, the shield blocks everything. No, I don't. I can't. I have to vouch for Rose Quartz. The lightning badge from Earthbound. I think the shield would reflect it, because the shield is reflected every Every, like, elemental light-based power that we've seen in the show. Rose camps in the weird shield bubble that protected her in the gems. Yeah, if she can block the corruption blast, holy fuck, for sure she would have blocked Yellow Diamond's thing. If I think it would just be a stalemate like the whole time. It would be like a very long fight. It would be like death by 1,000 cuts if Rose could win. Yellow doesn't have to use her powers to poof Rose. Rose can throw her shield. Can Rose throw her shield and slice her up? Well, the shield isn't, like, sharp. I wonder how long it takes a diamond to reform. Damn, I haven't considered that. Shields are literally too OP. That's specifically Rose's shield and Captain America's, which is, I mean, they're the same idea. She could just stomp on her, but she has a shield and a bubble. Like, the stomp did Steven in, of course, but we're talking Rose Quartz here. Come on. Blunt damage through shield throw. Yeah, it's more like D&D 3.5 edition. If Rose gets grabbed, she's done. Well, if Rose gets grabbed, she bubbles out of it. That's like a... Like, I mean, if Yellow has a command grab and then Rose can, like, shield out of that. Can gems die from a bunch of mini blows or mini wounds? I don't know. I don't think so, because Amethyst takes a beating during the fight before she turns into Smoky Quartz. I don't know. Pink Steven's shield, Shattered Jasper. I don't know. Okay, I'm running a poll because I can't decide. Because Yellow Diamond is just... It's just... She towers above Rose Quartz. Okay, we're running a poll. Rose Quartz. Yellow Diamond. Run that poll. See how it goes. I gotta know. I gotta know where I'm on Rose Quartz camp. I like a good underdog story. But I think shield OP is what's going on here. Shield OP for sure. Voters clearly hate Yellow. This is the final too. This is interesting matchup. Okay. It comes down to endurance, and I feel like Yellow probably beats Rose in that regard. I mean, the poll is like overwhelmingly Rose Quartz. I feel like if I started the poll, I think she has to win. Okay. I would give it to her, I think. It's a pretty definitive victory for Rose Quartz. That's kind of a fitting let me zoom back out. Oh, I lost the image. Wait. I can't see anything. We're stuck at 30%. Wow. Okay, that's a laggy website. Jesus. Can I open... Whoa. Save download. Oh, there's presentation mode. I could have been doing that the whole time. I'd like to find another I like this website. I want to find another one of these. Okay, give me a second. My computer's being fucking weird. One sec. I don't know. This website is like poorly edited or poorly programmed or something. Let me like turn off compact mode on Zen browser. Whoa. Am I breaking my... Okay, Zen browser just has to close for a sec, I think, because my... yeah, we're gonna close that. I'm gonna reopen it. I think I think Bracket Fight broke my computer. Damn. Give me a sec to come back. I have to run a command. My phone's going off. Zen. I had to type a command to kill every instance of Zen browser. See if that'll restore. Sorry, guys. That was weird. Okay, restore session. This Mario Galaxy music should come back. There we go. I think we lost... Okay, no, we didn't. Okay, it's still here. Okay, cool. We gave it to Rose Quartz. That was strange. I'd like to download that image because I want to post that in the Discord. I'm just going to wait. Open image, new tab. Yeah. Ooh, yeah, okay. Interesting. Very neat. Feel free to screenshot or join the Discord and you'll be able to see that. We could do this again too. Yeah, their clash broke the computer. If we do the same bracket again with like different matchups, it'll probably end up turning out different. Like if Lapis and Yellow Diamond didn't go up against each other, someone said it might be like Lapis versus Rose Quartz, and Lapis could have won. Anyway, should we go back to... here's the thing, chat. Do we want to do another bracket fight? Like, find another Steven Universe related one, or do we go back to the episode that I've had open this whole time? I don't know. I like the bracket fight. That was fun. Another one? One more? Okay. Let me see if there's more Steven Universe ones. Maybe if there's like a fusion one? I don't know. Crystal Gem fusions. Steven Universe songs. There's a lot of Steven Universe songs. Ooh. This one might be hard. Okay, this one's huge. Steven Universe songs. This is a huge bracket. Let's see. Songs is hard. Yeah, I agree. But well, let's do it. This one... I haven't shuffled these at all. I could. Ooh, get this out of here. Let me... reset. Okay. This is just how it is when I started it. We're gonna try to listen to... So Change Your Mind. It's the very end of Change Your Mind. And just one day, let's only think about... Just one day, let's only think about... Yeah. We can't even listen to it. That's the problem. I don't know. This might be a bad tier list. Or bad bracket to do. I'd have to, like, go and listen to them. I don't know. Do we want to do this one, or do we want to find a different bracket? Yeah, I don't know. This would be hard to do, especially when I'm listening to Mario Galaxy music. Okay, I'm gonna look for another one. I don't think this is a good one to pick. Okay, it actually let me zoom out that time. I do. If I had to pick between those two, I would definitely pick the Just One Day. Let's only think about just one day. I like that song. Oh, okay. Fusion bracket. It's just crystal gem fusions. This will be a quick one. Let me shuffle it a few times. Check. Take a look. Okay, so this will all be like fusions. We'll see like a lot of characters going up against themselves. We'll shuffle a bunch of times. And then let's go. Okay, here we go. It's not letting me scroll down. I think it's breaking again. This website is ass. Okay, we're just going to zoom in. Rainbow 2.0 versus Sardonyx. I bet I could beat the crap out of regular Lars. I think most people could. Sardonyx for sure. She's got a big fucking hammer. Unless no, I don't think Rainbow Quartz's like telekinesis power could do anything against her. Rainbow Quartz has the umbrella shield and like telekinesis, and that's pretty much it. Like the rainbow shield or the umbrella is a like magic wand that lets her like levitate shit. I give it to Sardonyx for sure. Rainbow 2 is so ugly. That's unfortunate. I have to agree with that she's ugly, but also I give it to Sardonyx. Okay. Smokey versus Sugalite. I mean Sugalite for sure, right? Wait, no, because Sugalite and Jasper are both meatheads, right? And Smokey was able to like outplay Jasper. So could Smokey outbrain Sugalite? Pearl beat Sugalite. That's true. I'd give it to Smokey, honestly. I feel like Sugalite's like bottom tier. Smokey yo-yos her to death. Sugalite has no brain. Yeah, she's a meathead. I mean, it's like size difference, but who cares? It's like they're just better brained, you know? You have to be slightly smart versus like rampaging alcoholic. I don't know why my brain went there. I apologize if that's like too personal to anyone out there, but I'll give it to Smokey. She demolishes Sugalite. Okay, Garnet versus Rainbow 2.0. Never seen this character fight, or Rainbow 1.0, sorry. Never seen Rainbow Quartz fight, but Rainbow Quartz also is like two of the most capable fighters in the Crystal Gems. Come on. Rainbow Quartz fucks on Garnet. She demolishes her. Come on. Garnet Future Vision? I don't think so. I don't know. What does Rainbow 1.0 have? We've never seen anything but the one scene with her. Rose greater than Garnet, so yeah. Garnet in the end because Future Vision. I disagree though, because Rose is a part of Rainbow Quartz. Listen, again, I going back to my first point, Pearl and Rose Quartz are the two most experienced and capable fighters in the Crystal Gems versus Garnet, who has Future Vision. I think Rainbow 1.0 would demolish Garnet, unfortunately. Right? Garnet is better as fighting as a fusion. That's true. Garnet is very stable. I don't know. No matter what, Garnet makes her sweat, I'd argue. I think it would be a close fight. I mean, just the way we can't decide it, it's a close fight, but I would have to give it to Rainbow. Rainbow Quartz. I don't know. The problem is if Garnet lands one blow, this fusion splits apart immediately. I think. Fusion integration is key. That's gonna come into play in this like whole thing. Yeah. I'm gonna executive decision though. Whoops. Okay, you know what? Poll time. We're doing another poll because I can't decide. Chat can't decide. It seems. Garnet. Rainbow Quartz. Okay, polls going. Vote on your phones now. Immediately tied. Okay, Rainbow Quartz is taking the lead. Garnet coming up from behind. Oh, this is the closest poll so far. Can I pop the chat out? Actually, let me just like switch to that tab. Here we go. You can see my I made $2 whole in the chat revenue. Okay. That's a close vote, but Garnet. Okay, I since I let the poll decide, I have to go with Garnet. Even though I was so adamant for Rainbow Quartz. In most timelines, she fails. Rainbow has a diamond. Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. I think it's because Garnet is just more stable of a fusion. Like, Garnet lands one good hit in, like, her ribs. Rainbow Quartz splits apart. But that doesn't happen for Garnet. Garnet stays together pretty good. I give it to Garnet. I agree with the poll. And yeah. That's a tough one. Okay, Sunstone versus Stevani. We didn't see Stevani fight after like pretty much at all. Stevani beats Jasper, but that's pretty much it. Pearl and Rose's relationship were a bit unstable at the time too. That's true. With Greg being thrown into the mix. I knew way too little about Sunstone. Well, Sunstone has fourth wall abilities. She has, like, I guess they're both they. I don't know. I call them both she because I don't know. They have woman voice actresses. Same jacket? That's true. It's because it's a fusion. They both have Steven in there. I give it to Sunstone just because it's Garnet. Sunstone loses from the terrible design alone. Yeah, in terms of fusion designs, for sure, Sunstone is absolutely the worst. I will concede on that one. I'd say Sunstone, but what is she doing with suction cups? I forgot about that. I hate that you brought that up because holy shit, that's so bad. Stevani is part diamond. They're both part diamond. They both have Steven. '90s PSA style fourth wall breaking. Her weapon is suction cups, but look at those guns. Look at those fucking arms. I think Stevani, like one hit from Sunstone, Stevani pops apart immediately. Stevani has sword and shield. Well, Sunstone has shield and gauntlets and suction cup. Also, Stevani doesn't have sword because the sword got broken. Brute strength is enough. I give it to Sunstone. I think Stevani pops apart as soon as Sunstone gets a good hit in. That's it. That's pretty much it. Sunstone wins that one. Okay. Emotionally, Smoky Quartz won this one. Physically, you know, combatively, I give it to Sardonyx. Sardonyx has big fuck off hammer that could immediately like shatter someone. Not me forgetting Steven is in Sunstone. Damn. I give it to Sardonyx. I think that's what did I miss? We're doing fusions now. Got Yo-Yo and Hammer. I couldn't see, unless, I don't know. There's a few instances where I can see Smoky Quartz being able to like disarm Sardonyx, but that doesn't. I'm thinking about this now. Disarming a gem doesn't matter because they can just summon a new weapon. Isn't that weird? Like you could potentially, Sardonyx could potentially have like 3 or 4 hammers, depending on if she could like hold them up with one hand each. It might be a long fight. That's true. I give it to Sardonyx though. I think Smoky Quartz would get tired of like dancing around trying to dodge hammer strikes. Sardonyx big as well. Big fuck off hammer is what I'm saying. Smoky could slow down time with Pink Steven's powers. That is... Oh, interesting. How does that compare to Future Vision, though? Do you think that, because Sardonyx has a little bit of Future Vision, I'm sure. I think it's pretty much like the same power in a fight. Gotta see Pink Smoky Quartz now. Go watch Future. That's actually, don't watch Future. I don't like Future, but if you like Future, then go watch Future because Pink Smoky Quartz exists. I think Smoky would be too fast even with Future Vision. I don't know how good the Future Vision is because you could just like see where the next position of Smoky Quartz is. I don't know. Though the other thing is, Smoky Quartz is part Steven human. Imagine that, like, people are saying the fight could go a really long time. Gems don't have, like, endurance problems, but Steven for sure does. So I think if, even if they were running around a lot, Steven would get worn down in Smoky and get, and eventually the fusion would fall apart. Again, I keep leaning towards Sardonyx over and over. I think I have to give it to her. Interestingly enough. I don't know. Okay, here we go. Garnet versus Garnet plus Steven. Who wins? This is weird. Hmm. 3 gems is greater than a gem in a human. That's true. Sunstone, obviously. Garnet 2v3. Sunstone doesn't have an offensive weapon. Well, Sunstone could just straight up use Garnet's gauntlets, I think. I think Sunstone, well, yeah, I think Sunstone wins, but if given no weapons, they would win. But Sunstone, the suction cups are so fucking stupid to me that I just want to give it to Garnet straight up because the suction cups are just dumb. I don't know. You know, if Uncle Grandpa were on this bracket fight, Uncle Grandpa would win every matchup. So, fourth wall doesn't, like, matter here. Garnet is too goated. I don't know. Garnet is, like, the perfect... Because, again, if they went up against each other, Garnet is such a stable fusion that... Let's say Garnet takes a fucking gut punch from Sunstone. Garnet would still hold it together. If Sunstone took a gut punch, Steven would pop out of that fusion pretty quickly. I think weirdly enough, I think Garnet wins against herself plus Steven. It's about stability of the fusion, I think. I think it's close. I think this, weirdly enough, it's very close. It's endurance too. And I'm just talking about getting to the point where the fusion splits up apart. It's another case just like the previous one of endurance, because Garnet is a gem, full 100% gem. She doesn't have to worry about endurance. She could keep fighting night and day for a long time. Steven would have to stop at some point because human. Oh, I think one good punch from either determines the fight. I think maybe two from Sunstone. Who would win, Uncle Grandpa or Nicole Watterson? Well, Uncle Grandpa. Have you ever heard the thing about Uncle Grandpa? Let's say you match up like Uncle Grandpa and Goku. Like Goku Super Saiyan fucking like 18, whatever we get in like 10 years from now. Goku beating the fuck out of Uncle Grandpa. Uncle Grandpa like bleeding, his like skull is like ripped out of his off of his fucking spine, and fucking Goku drops him to the ground and then like spits on his corpse, and then from out of frame, other Uncle Grandpa comes in and says, "Glad I'm not that guy." Uncle Grandpa wins every matchup. It's true. I give it to Garnet. It's just endurance. I think Garnet wins, weirdly enough. Uncle Grandpa sounds like he runs on Bugs Bunny logic. It's Bugs Bunny on steroids. Because Uncle Grandpa has, like, cartoon powers, you know? Okay, I give it to Garnet. I know that's a hot take. Okay, Garnet versus Sardonyx. Emotionally, again, Garnet won this matchup, but I believe Sardonyx destroys her. It ended up not mattering because like that previous one didn't end up mattering because Garnet just gets immediately roasted by Sardonyx by a wide margin. Yeah, Ian is correct in chat. Yeah. Speaking of Uncle Grandpa, I look forward to your thoughts on Say Uncle. That's gonna be a fun episode. I enjoy that episode because it's a fun. I'm gonna be talking about power scaling the whole time. I'll probably say the Goku thing again. Obsidian. Well, yeah, Obsidian could just use the bow. Like Opal's bow is able to be used by both of them, so Obsidian for sure would just win. This is gonna be Obsidian versus fucking Sardonyx, isn't it? Obsidian is less stable, but has a powerful sword. This is a question of if they both fused at exactly the same time, could Opal pull out her bow and shoot before Obsidian could get a hit in? Because Opal's bow is one of the most, like, powerful fucking weapons in the whole show. It doesn't matter, Obsidian. I say one shot from the bow would make Obsidian split apart, though. Obsidian's got to do that long-ass fusion animation where they have to make the sword. That's, yeah, it's the startup frames before the sword comes out. It's like the neutral B that takes a really long time to come out. So someone's saying Obsidian definitely wins, though. Maybe it's just me wanting to see Sardonyx versus Opal. You see, Sardonyx has Steven's clothes on her hand. Yeah, it's right there. Obsidian unfused from the fall against the wall. You think they'd lose? Yeah, I don't think so. We haven't seen Obsidian do a lot, but we've also not seen Opal do a lot. I've seen Opal take out a giant, like, fusion gem monster, though. I think, again, Opal, one shot, takes out, gets Obsidian to split apart pretty easily. Opal can wall ride. Oh yeah, Opal can wall ride. That's true. In Giant Woman. Listen, chat, I know you all say Obsidian. I have to be that guy. And I have to play devil's advocate, and I have to believe that Opal would win. Opal would be more agile and quicker. That's true. I think Opal would... It's, again, could she get a shot off with the bow before Obsidian could hit her? And I think... I believe that it's a case of, like, Obsidian is too big and bulky to, like, make a move quick enough to get Opal. That's my thing. It's a dexterity thing. Bow won't do anything. You... haven't seen Giant Woman where she takes out a fusion monster instantly and bubbles every gem with one bow shot? It's insane. Bow is implied to be more powerful than 4 light cannons in The Return. Yeah, I believe Opal wins this. Chat, this is where we disagree. I have to say Opal would win. Yeah. I know. Shit take. Okay, Steg, Mr. Multiverse versus Alexandrite. It's Mr. Multiverse. He just, like, he could kill you with a look. I'm delusional? Well, no, because I'm the only sane person. Everyone else is delusional. Steg solos. I think Steg could make panties drop fast. Just look at him. Steg doesn't even fight. Yeah, he fights with you. He gets in their head. Greg doesn't fight. That's true. But this is like, okay, the Steg multiverse is the like peak of both of those characters. I know Greg doesn't fight. Steven fights a little bit. Let's consider Steven. You know, during the movie his powers are fucked. During the like, imagine if the powers were not fucked. The old universe charm. That's what I'm saying. Panties are being thrown onto the stage as they play. It's a big man versus a goddess. Yeah, we're giving it to Alexandrite. Of all that shit. Okay, I'd also give this to Alexandrite. I don't... It's just a size difference at this point. Sex appeal. What powers does Steg actually have besides sex appeal? Floating. That's pretty much it. And shredding on the double guitar. Alexandrite literally has Opal's bow, but better. Yeah, we give it to Alexandrite. Okay, final matchup. Alexandrite versus Sardonyx. Listen, if it's Alexandrite versus Obsidian, then Obsidian probably wins. Actually, no, because Alexandrite is a fucking good fighter. I don't know. It is a bit of a kaiju fight. But we have to give it to Alexandrite, right? Because she just has all of the weapons that... Yeah. I say Alexandrite. What do you mean? You're still complaining. I told you my reasoning. It's because Obsidian is too fucking big and slow. Alexandrite is a much, much smaller and nimble. Alexandrite is faster than Obsidian. You said it yourself. She literally has her weapon. Yeah, it's Alexandrite. This is also a weird bracket because it, I gotta shrink it a little bit. It's gonna break again, isn't it? Yep, here we go. It's crashed again. No. Okay. There we go. It's... hello? This website sucks. Bedrock is much stronger than Obsidian or Diamond. Yeah. My thing is broken. I don't know what's going on. Okay, I will try to get that image, but it's a little bit slow as hell. I can't. It's very much broken. Let me try to reset this again. I'm gonna run that same command to reset, and we'll get it back open. Sorry, the music stopped with it. Bedrock Gem Sona, and it's just Flintstones type guy. That could be funny. Give me that Mario Galaxy music back. Okay, here we go. Now the bracket is back. This bracket kind of blew, honestly. Let's enable that compact mode again. I believe that this is, weirdly enough, I gave my reasoning. This does look like a stupid matchup. You know, the Obsidian. Everyone says Obsidian should have won. I think Opal... Bloodstone solos, true. What would Steven and Ronaldo, would they just like fuse and decide to be Bloodstone? Okay, everyone says that we should have seen all the more fusions, you know, Peridot and Lapis and like Bismuth or whatever. Why didn't Steven fuse with more townies? That would have been cool. Okay, which fusion? Bloodstone, Steven and Ronaldo fusion versus Sunstone. Who's the worst fusion? I mean, Bloodstone has a katana. Like, come on, that's better than suction cups. Ronaldo is jacked. No, Ronaldo's fat. Ronaldo's like got like a fucking dad bod. Not even a dad bod. He's just like a fat, like, Reddit moderator. Okay. I'm copying this one. Everyone hates... Now everyone hates me for this bracket and making Obsidian lose in the first matchup. Okay. I'm putting that in Discord as well. He'd be spherical? No, not necessarily. Okay, here's the other thing. He's a you know, an IT specialist. You know, a furry. That's Ronaldo for you. Okay, we're gonna go back to the episode. I still feel like I could stream for a little bit longer. Those were fun. I feel like it's about high time we talk about the actual episode for a little bit. Go back to Sadie being a total bitch. What were we talking about? If anyone can remember that far back, because I sure as hell can't. What were we talking about, like, right before we decided to do bracket fights? Anyway, Sadie crazy. I feel like I just want to do more of those. Those are fun. Again, I'd like to do more random stuff like that, like not Steven Universe related, on Twitch. And again, there's a link to my Twitch in the description if you want to see more regular. I'm probably going to do those. Try to do like 4 or 5 streams on Twitch every week. Garnet fused with a buck. Followed on Twitch. I appreciate it. It gets me to 50 followers. That'd be cool. That's like the goal that Twitch has been telling me to get. It's just gonna be my fun, like, casual thing. I like just doing fun shit on stream. It's nice. Okay, I also want to look at some comments real quick. I want to see, like, what some points of contention were for this episode. Now in Discord. Welcome to the Discord. Peridot not fusing is analogous to autistic people. I agree. The asexual thing never made sense to me because Peridot is not, like, that's, I don't think that works. The asexual thing is just like a social media, like, made up thing by one of the writers. I don't think that's like something they said that could be cool in response to a fan. I think definitely Peridot is more of a autism stand-in. I definitely agree with that. And not fusing is definitely part of that, because she doesn't, like, you know, it's, if you have autism, I don't know, I actually work with a lot of kids with autism, so I know a lot about this kind of stuff. It's that your social abilities are impaired. That's all autism is that you cannot, you're, like, socially, you can't, like, glean the same emotional things from people as neurotypical people would. And I think because of that, like, Peridot can't, or, like, would struggle to fuse. I think Peridot can fuse. I hope she will at some point. Maybe in Lars of the Stars. Who knows? I don't think she'll even appear in Lars of the Stars, unfortunately. But I believe that it is possible, because she is a gem, and all gems seem to be able to fuse. Like, if she tried hard enough, she'd be able to shapeshift, you know? Fusion stuff is supposed to be able to map onto relationships in general. Yeah, so if Peridot and Lapis are roommates and they know each other well enough, they should be able to fuse. That's what I'm thinking. I do like this. I do like that the animals, when they die, they get sad. Some people see Pearl as being autistic. I feel like there's a lot of, like, you can look at someone with quirks, like they're goofy and quirky, and just say, oh, you could just, like, you know, Reddit diagnosis. Just say they have autism. I'm sure people could do that about me. And, you know, maybe you're right, but I've never been diagnosed with autism. For sure have ADHD. If you Reddit diagnosed me with ADHD, you're correct. Those masked animals would be extinct once the watermelons came, at least from what I remember. Maybe. I don't know. Well, the watermelons eat other watermelons. Like, they grow watermelon chickens, and apparently those taste like it's another social media thing confirmed by a writer online. To a watermelon chicken tastes like chicken, but to a regular person it tastes like watermelon, apparently. Got tested for autism, came out with OCD instead. It's interesting. I like to say that a lot of people get the package deal with a bunch of, with, like, the mental disorders and all that, and I was lucky enough to only get the one. Which is neat, because that's a power I can abuse. If you don't have ADHD and you don't know what it's like to, like, hyper-focus, I've been learning how to activate that. It's been really... I've been getting better and better at doing that, doing that manually. It's a superpower. It's cool. I wouldn't want my brain to be, like... I wouldn't want my brain to be changed. I don't think I would be here in front of you all today if I was like that. I got ADHD early, and later on they were like, oh, you also have autism. Yeah, it's package deal. And I work with kids that are like that. They get package deals. Like kids with, they have like autism or ADHD and anger management problems and OCD. Man, kids with OCD are some of the most interesting and difficult to work with. It's very... Okay, watch this shit. I don't think people noticed how messed up this is, but look at the ukulele. First of all, ukulele disappears, and then he flips it over, and it's the right way around. That's some non-Euclidean shit. You got it bundled. Yeah, you got the pre-order bonus bundle. Diamonds are 4D beings. My teacher? No. I work like support mostly, like a support staff one-on-one with kids, but I do substitute teach. I have a substitute teaching license or authorization, which is cool. Mostly have done substituting in special ed classrooms. That's what my mom did. Flipping 180 degrees is still Euclidean, not when it's like tethered to two straps. That's not how that would have worked. Wait. I don't know. Paraprofessional, that is exactly the correct word. Which white diamond would win? Check in Discord. Hold on. All the colors. Well, the white diamond would win because she's all the colors of the spectrum. The autism spectrum. Oh, okay. That's a bad joke. What my point being is that you can see point of autism spectrum and characters in fiction is that since it's a spectrum, it encompasses a lot of like different things, different quirks. So if a character has one of those quirks, then like someone can, especially someone on the Twitter or the Reddit or whatever, can just like point and say like they have autism because they like scratch their nose in this weird way. And they do it they do it the same way every time. It's like, well, that could just be a quirk. I don't know. It's the same thing. I would say it's the same thing with like saying characters are LGBT or whatever, and fans always... There's a whole video about this. I never finished it. This has been happening since like Tolkien's time, you know, Sam and Frodo, that fans will like say two male characters are gay just because they're close. And like, men have friends. Like, that's a thing that happens. I'm a guy. I have friends, but I'm not gay. I don't know. Why does every male character in fiction who has a friend have to be gay? I think it's not even like a internet Twitter thing, because again, it's been happening since Tolkien's time. Not a fan of people who can't appreciate platonic relationships. Yeah, it's to circle back, Lapis and Peridot, they're roommates. They're like friends and roommates. They don't have to be gay. They can just be friends. That like friends exist in shows. Everyone wants to bring sex into everything. Cuz people can't get their minds out of the gutter. Or like shipping. Like two dudes cannot show each other 1 ounce of affection in media without it being made romantic. Yeah, I don't know. It's insane. Let them be whoever they are. Haha, funny jokes. I need to find the chords or the tabs for that what do you call it? That song, and then play it. Why do I have 3 Zen browsers open? Which one is playing the music? I want to close the ones that are not playing the music. This one. This one. Okay. LGBT people are just so starved for representation, fair, that they just do that. I think it's important to be able to see the difference between platonic and romantic and know both are good. I think that's the problem, is that people in real life can't discern the difference. Like if the cute cashier girl smiles at you, it's like, oh, she's into me. No, she's a cashier. She's trying to be friendly so people don't get like scared. I think that's a case with in real life between like straight men and women. Like I don't want to get too philosophical on this stream, even though this music is perfectly fitting to be philosophical. But like society makes it difficult for a straight man and a straight woman to just be friends. Cuz there's implications. If someone is into me, I have no idea. All girls act friendly to me and prefer to be friends. That's, yeah, I don't know. I'm just a man who doesn't get signals very well. I understand that. Can we laugh at use your fish murdering skills real quick? Yeah, because use your fish murdering skills was removed in a lot of international releases, including the British airing of this show, because that's the one that's on the Steven Universe official YouTube channel, is the British release. So if you find this clip of Sadie fighting the gem monster on the official YouTube channel, it's the use your fish murdering skills is removed. I think there's a George Carlin bit about being bisexual. Is it George Carlin? I don't know. But it's something about like imagine being constantly aroused by everyone. I don't know. You really are a nerd. No, I just remember someone saying that from the comments. The whole scene is removed, or just that line? Just that line. It's crazy. Use your fish unaliving skills. That's another one of those things that it's they've done studies. It's weirdly based on the idea of like changing language that's like forcibly changing language that was done in the novel 1984. And that like changing language doesn't, like changing the words doesn't change how people think and behave. So unalive is like one of the most pointless things that has ever been done to this thing, to this world of the internet. Is your fish murdering skills in Minecraft? The unaliving thing only exists to try to get around, you know, censors that try to demonetize things. Also, I found out that speaking of censors, okay, at the beginning of this episode of Gemology, I went piss, shit, fuck, cunt, cocksucker, motherfucker, tits to test if I would be demonetized, and guess what? I was in the clear. The first word being in the video, first 3 seconds, I said fuck, and nothing bad happened to me. So it's true. YouTube, you can say, more importantly, you can say cunt in YouTube videos, and now I'm fine with that. YouTube liked it. Yes. Rare W. Of all the things, the weird age verification things that are going on, which I'm not worried about at all, because at least personally I'm not worried about, that YouTube did something good for once by allowing people to say fuck and cunt at the beginning of a video. I hate the world right now. If it's because of the YouTube thing, I think it's some people who are like, the world sucks because of this. There's a life. I hate to be that guy, but there are things to do outside of the internet. If the internet bothers you to a point where it's like life sucks, then there's a time to like leave. And I that's happened to me a few times. It's just like a lot of this blows. I watched a bunch of like fucking Asmongold doomer videos. And it's like, well, I don't care because I can like do shit outside. I can like go outside sometimes. I say we blow up the internet. Exactly. Gemology will be a mail order DVD subscription from that point forward. I'll be sending out you know, forms. You'll be able to find like order forms in grocery stores, and you know what? We'll bring Sears back. We'll get the Sears catalog instead of yeah, it's old school Netflix, but Gemology. Immersing yourself in negativity, contrary to popular belief, can often result in depression. Who knew? Contrary to popular belief. Mask Island looks too good. Too bad it only shows up in like 3 episodes. You know what freaked me out in the episode of Future with the Lapises? Why are they not here on the island that's already like sliced in half? This episode is really pretty. It's like the thing from the Giant Woman area. What's I forget what that's called, but it's the Heaven Beetle like temple or whatever. That place is really pretty, and it only shows up like twice. If you had to be stuck on Mask Island with 2 other Steven Universe characters, who would you choose? Okay, Amethyst for sure, because she'd provide my entertainment. And maybe no, I won't go there. Okay. She'd be entertainment. She could shapeshift into cool fun shit. Let me think. It's 2 other Steven Universe characters. It doesn't have to be Gems. Maybe Ronaldo, because I want to see if I'm with Amethyst and Ronaldo. I want to see how long it takes Amethyst to kill him. Amethyst for morale. Yeah, exactly. I would definitely not bring Onion, like, you know, worst character, because he'd get lost. He wouldn't get lost. He would after like one day, he would know the island like the back of his hand, and then like just use that knowledge to fuck with you by, like, hiding in the woods. If you choose Garnet, does she count as both choices? No, because Garnet is one character. Said characters, not gems. Yeah, Onion would take advantage of the isolation to kill you and cover it up. That's true. And he'd go back and be like, well, he, like, died on the way back, or, like, starved to death, and I ate his body. Which he probably would. If you starved to death on Mask Island, fucking Onion would definitely, like, cook you up and eat you. Guaranteed. You cannot prove Onion killed you. Well, you can't prove anything if you're dead. I think that's the logic here. Someone else would have to prove it. But the issue is, Onion could not kill Amethyst. So Amethyst would rat him out pretty easily. But, like, he wouldn't be, like, or Amethyst wouldn't be, you know, urgent about it. Like, that little kid killed that guy. It's like, no. It's like, you know, when I was on that island, that little kid, like, ate a human. This episode with Onion instead of Sadie, and Onion hides the warp pad so he can starve and eat Steven and Lars. That could have been a good Onion episode. You know, I've come up with the idea for a good Ronaldo episode. I need to think of a good Onion episode, because Ronaldo hasn't had a good episode. Keep Each City Weird is the closest you get. Rising Tides, Clashing Skies is like a really unique episode. The premise is really cool, but the episode itself is just kind of bland and boring. Like everything in that episode we've seen already. But my idea for a good Ronaldo episode was it would have to violate the Steven's point of view rule, but he would have, like, caught a tiny gem monster and, like, was blogging and, like, was live streaming about it. Lapis could fly us off the island. Lapis wouldn't fly you off the island, because when she said to Peridot, when Peridot was like, Lapis, fly us in, that's what Peridot sounds like. And then Lapis was like, no. That's the only good Lapis line. That's not true. There's a lot of good lines, but Lapis is not a very entertaining character overall. I do like this archway. This is neat. Just a sliced open geode. All of the rocks, all these big boulders are geodes, right? I bet the whole island is a geode. Lapis and Steven convinces Lapis to fly us both. The point is to be trapped on the island. And again, Amethyst would be the most, like, fun to have around for moral support. And she would just be chill about it. She wouldn't be panicked. Amethyst would be fucking chill, and, like, Amethyst, if you were trapped anywhere with her, she'd be like, you know, I've been in worse. Greg's money is useless on a desert island. Amethyst and Garnet, interesting. What would Garnet do if you're trapped there? I don't know. Garnet for, like, calm, meditative support, and Amethyst for, like, chill, fun support. I don't know. Can we appreciate the really fucked up, like, smooching animation? I don't know. Someone some guy in the comments of this video talked about the Hungarian release of this didn't have this scene at all. So then, like, Sadie's freak out at the end was all sorts of, like, it didn't make any sense. But then, like, when I put the video up and he commented, like, that jump scared me because it didn't, this, like, didn't happen in the Hungarian release. Also, Sadie's almost doing the hand thing. But, like, with 2 different fingers. She doesn't know how to do it right. Imagine kissing someone after eating fish for 9 days, no toothbrush in sight. That is fucked. You're absolutely right. Lars was, like, desperate here. Sadie as well, but Lars especially. Insane. Yeah, Garnet could future vision you getting off the island. I don't know if she could have, like, an exact time frame, but for sure, she would know if they were getting off the island. Where is this? Wait, how do they... So they roll down and then fall into this, like, geode crevice? I don't understand. Lars is still in his bad character / unlikable phase, but he's definitely in the right in this episode for getting mad. I think he's entirely right for interpreting that Sadie was trying to come on to him because, like, why else would you trap him on the island? Even if Sadie was, like, saying it's true, like, her idea was, like, to help Lars. First of all, that's abuse. To, like, to put someone in harm's way and then say, I'm helping you. I think that's abuse. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. In, like, a legal case or whatever. But, Lars's interpretation is incredibly correct. Who's in the right for freaking out over everything here? I'd be losing my mind. I agree. I think I would have strangled Sadie right here. It's like 9 days. You're filled with fucking, like, feral animal adrenaline. Like, I would pick up that stick and stab Sadie through the fucking heart if it was 9 fucking days and she'd been trapping me on this island. Yeah. If I was in Lars's position, I would have that would have been me. Maybe not kill her, but I definitely would have threatened her. I'm imagining people joining the stream to me saying that I would fucking threaten Sadie with a pointy stick. Go on a yelling match with her? Yeah. I suppose now, like, maybe not kill her, maybe not threaten her that much, because then she could go back and say, like, he tried to kill me on an island, and then everyone would believe her, of course. So, yeah. If I knew I was going back, then, imagine if it's, like, if she, like, sunk a ship or something, like a boat that was able to get back, and I knew for a fact that I wasn't going back, but she, like, destroyed our only way back home, then for sure I'd be like, well, I need petty revenge right now. They only bonded in the last hour. Why would she have a reason to hide it when they first arrived? So he would eventually come on to her. Also, time scale in this episode is fucked up. Are we getting a Gemology episode on Say Uncle? Yes, but now that you've asked that question, we are not getting an episode on log date 7152. That's only because you asked that question. I will not be doing that episode. That's your fault. Why not? Because you asked. That was part of the prophecy. If someone asked me if we were getting Say Uncle, then I would have to not do. That wasn't the case that I wasn't gonna do Say Uncle initially. It's just not gonna happen. Tying the noose right now. Yep. Yep. We're not getting a Peridot episode. That's a lie. I'm lying to you. I probably have to specify. I'm really good at that. I'm really good at spreading misinformation. I also have full control over gemology, so if I say shit like that, people just have to take my words at face value, because if I like put up a YouTube community post like Tuesday and say gemology is canceled, people would believe it, and then I would just release the next episode. Untying the noose? Oh. I have so much power. It's just because I can lie. All it is. That's what Sadie exhibited that power because she lied to Lars and Steven. Do that for April Fools? No, I have another plan for April Fools. I won't tell you what it is because it's April Fools. I'm playing out April Fools in advance. I didn't do one for... Wait, I didn't do one for last... this April, did I? I can't remember. Gemology killed my grandma. That's unfortunate. Did she kill herself when she learned she wouldn't be getting log date 7152? Because you can tell her if she's dead, you can tell her she can come back to life, because that's not yeah. Do we still hate Sadie? Yes. I've been talking about that, how Sadie's a psychopath, and I would have probably murdered her. Personally. No, I like Sadie. She's good at singing. I don't know about that one, Chief. Sadie getting, like, metal songs, you know, the Suspects, though, that's very debatable. If you like that, then sure. You can have any opinion you want, no matter how wrong it is. What the hell's going on outside? It sounded like a car backfiring or a gunshot or fireworks going off or something. I don't know. I love that Steven isn't mad and is just positive. Yeah, because Steven wasn't the one that Sadie, like, did this for. I don't know. Steven's very naive, especially in very early. There's the, what is it, political power, where his, like, naivety breaks. Sadie Killer... You like Sadie Killer, but the future episode killed it. And episodes were too random placement. You know what's weird is I thought Sadie Killer and the Suspects, like, still existed into future, and only recently did I realize that wasn't the case. Sadie having to fight the invisible monster was sort of her punishment thematically for trapping Steven and Lars. Here's the problem, is that Sadie never apologized. That's also what gets me, is that she tries to justify it. She gives excuses, but never apologies. It's like, it's exactly, yeah, you know what it is? It's a YouTuber apology, where she doesn't say sorry, and she just gives excuses. She never gets held accountable. Like, the show doesn't hold her accountable either. Also, the music stopped again. I gotta pick another... You know what? I'm picking another soundtrack for once. A playlist... Oh, this is a 3-hour Nintendo playlist. I can play that. Yeah, we can deal with this one. It's as BS as just a robot not forgiving Amethyst for the Greg stuff because she didn't say sorry. The problem with the Amethyst thing, like Amethyst and Greg, is that Amethyst wasn't putting anyone's life on the line. Sadie was trapping people here not knowing that they wouldn't, like, live, you know? What if those fucking fish toxins caught up with them and they died? If someone hit me with, I thought it would be good for you after that, I don't think that'd be enough for me. Yeah, exactly. That's not an apology. That's an excuse. Even, let's say Amethyst doesn't say it. She shows an apology with her actions by, like, fixing the photo frame. I feel like that counts. It's not a verbal, I'm sorry, but not everyone's good at those. Sadie never does anything like that. She kills the gem monster, but that's only because she's in danger. The diamonds never get held accountable for anything. That's true. But also, I don't know, the diamonds apologize. Or they seem remorseful. Sadie is short. Sadie's a fucking, like, tiny short person. That's what makes me hate her so much. I hate short people. I think anyone who is 5'11" or below needs to take off and fly somewhere into space, into the sun. I really wish Steven killed White Diamond. Real. She's a dwarf? I don't think... Well, yeah, maybe she is just like a standard Lord of the Rings dwarf. That is possible. Not like a dwarfism dwarf, but like a dwarf... fantasy dwarf, you know? Short people hate her? Hell yeah. The diamonds are more complex. They're the backbone of the society, and it would be counterproductive to Steven's message to Gem Society about anti-violence if Steven brought that era about. If Steven killed White Diamond, you mean? Yeah, I think I agree with that. Like, all the things that he did to, like, help build up, like, the pacifism. Not pacifism necessarily, but just, like, the non-aggression of Gem Society. I don't know. How could you even punish the diamonds? Like, the diamonds are... unless you're fucking rose quartz, like we decided in that bracket, you can't punish the diamonds, because how are you gonna physically, like, imprison them, you know? Unless you kill them and put them in a bubble. That's, like, the best I can think of. Spray bottle? Okay, you might be right. They were taken off from power. Yeah, they're not in power anymore. I think that's a good enough... That's like a Napoleon power. Or what do you call it? The punishment. Or it's like, what about Richard Nixon? Think about him. He resigned in shame. I think that's punishment enough. For whatever Watergate bullshit that happened. I don't know about Watergate enough. I just know it spawned the whole, like, gate suffix. And it had something to do with tapes and, like, recording over tapes. Resigns and was pardoned. Yeah, but at that point, everyone fucking hates him. Now, nobody looks back at Richard Nixon with positive thoughts. Unless you're talking about Futurama. And that, I think that... Well, I think the joke of Futurama being that everyone hates Richard Nixon, right? Give Spinell the throne. Let's give Spinell from the movie the throne and not Spinell from Future. Because, you know, Future Spinell is just a whiny goofball that cries. She reverted. She reverted back to her goofy form, but not, like, physically. Her appearance never changed back to goofy mode. She became stoned. Yeah, it's like she's been on opioids since Future happened. Reverse character development. It's like reverse character development off screen. This show does have a problem with doing character development off screen, specifically Lapis and Peridot and Bismuth for that matter. Like the whole B team, it's an issue, and I'll get to talk about that when it happens. She's got that space rock meth. Jesse, we need to cook. We need to cook. Okay. If Nixon had been a 50-foot tall goddess, I think things would have gone down differently. That's true. Because you can arrest Richard Nixon if he, like, even though he was pardoned, like, he can... If he committed crimes, you could still throw him in the fucking slammer. You can't do that with a big-ass gem woman. Unless you bubble her. That's about the best you can do. Or shatter her, death penalty, you know? Spinell, we need to cook. Lars. Okay, random thing. Now I'm thinking about it. I want Aaron Paul to be a voice actor on Lars of the Stars. I think that would be cool. I like this face. I like this like frame is really cool. I want Chris Pratt. I don't need Chris Pratt in anything more. I think he's had enough. He's had enough fun. Aaron would be an alien or a human from the future. What if like male gem, like first male gem, you know? Why not? You know what? Chris Pratt talked about stomping Koopas in the Mario Brothers arcade game, which you can't do. You cannot stomp a Koopa in the arcade game. You have to bump them from underneath and kick them from the side. You can't stomp a Koopa. Trans gem? There was a gem with a trans voice actress, which was Emerald. That's the closest we've got, I think. The diamond saw crystal meth and tried to unshatter it and made a meth monster. Yeah, that's my favorite gem, is crystal meth. Jack Black as Black Diamond. True. What if there's... Oh, wait, what if... Okay. really stupid idea. And if I'm right about this, I'm gonna fucking blow my brains out. If Lars of the Stars, the premise is there's like a secret like other gem society, and it's all male gems. That I can like, I'd have to like die because I'm in the wrong universe at that point. Yeah, and you have Black and Red Diamond, and they're all dudes. I think that's when yeah. That'd be awful. That's just the Smurf Village movie. I don't know nothing about the Smurfs. You think I'm here talking about Smurfology? I don't think I've ever watched any Smurf media. But that's what I'm saying, is that since that, first of all, you said that the plot's been done before. If Lars of the Stars ended up being that, I would fucking like bite my own hand off. I would sit on the toilet and piss up into my own face. That's what I would do. It would be the stupidest fucking premise that I've ever seen. You'd eat a sock? Yeah, you'd go to a high school and find like the filthiest, smelliest gym sock you've ever seen and just eat the whole thing whole. I can't wait to be right and be like really just be upset the whole time. If I predict anything for Lars of the Stars, you have to review the Smurf movie. Well, I haven't been predicting anything because I don't know anything yet. I've been making it a point to not predict anything. Because the only thing we have now is a title. That's it. A title and like a one-sentence description of the show. All the predictions, other than that Lars is going to be in it, are baseless. Other than the fact that like off colors are probably going to be part of it because that's, you know, the Lars of the Stars episode in the show had stuff. I think Lars will be in the show. What about that he's in the stars? Well, I don't know. That could be, like, not true. He's also not in the stars. He's of the stars. Who's my favorite off-color? Probably Rhodonite. I think I've said that before. That Rhodonite is the like most compelling character-wise. Let Lars go in the stars. Well, if he goes in the star, then he gets like turned into fucking higher density elements or something. Ronaldo needs to be a cartoony Lord Hater Eggman villain in it. Listen, if Ronaldo comes back as a villain, I would actually enjoy that more so than Male Gem Colony or whatever. If Ronaldo like teamed up with fucking, I don't know, Jasper, just to like be space pirates, you know? If gems are left to their own devices with how, like, Steven set up the Era 3 shit, then there definitely would be, like, gem pirates out there, I think. Given enough time. Also, enough time. Consider this. How far into the future do you think Lars of the Stars is going to be? Because Lars is functionally immortal, right? Or, like, biologically immortal. Like Lion. This could end up being, like, really far in the future. Like 1,000 years or more. Could be interesting. $10 million years? 500 cigarettes. Just as far as new aliens would develop their stuff as well as humans becoming the new dominant superpower. Yeah, it would be interesting because gems would be like gems could be like the protector of humanity in like 1,000 years or even like a couple hundred years. And then at a certain point they could like discover another like alien force that needs to be yeah, what if here's my prediction. Okay, serious prediction for real. Lars and the crew are the first characters or the first people that are associated with humans or gems to discover another like intelligent species. Because I think the lore-wise, there are no other intelligent species other than gems and humans. That's my prediction. Okay, put that on the record. My prediction is Lars and crew discover another intelligent like alien civilization, and it's Sneeple. Maybe not Sneeple necessarily, but if it. Okay, this music is a little bit loud. Give me 1 sec. Yeah. So yeah, there's got to be another like alien species, alien force out there. So consider that. If there's another, like, alien armada out there, and, like, gems decide they have to go back to, like, if they see this as a threat, and they say, like, well, we don't have enough force to fight them, we have to make more gems now. That turns into something, that turns into an interesting premise, because they'd have to, like, break their promise to not colonize more planets and create more gems by destroying more life. Interesting idea. That's all my predictions. Listen, in the whole history of Steven Universe, I've gotten one prediction right, and it was that Jasper would be corrupted by fusing with another corrupted gem. Which is incredibly specific, and I'm shocked that I managed to get that. There was an old Skype conversation. I was in a Skype group back in the day. You know, this is old school shit. A Skype group where we discussed new Steven Universe episodes, and I can't remember what episode it was, but I was like, well, I think Jasper's demise is she's gonna fuse with a corrupted gem and become corrupted herself. I wish I had like taken a screenshot. At the time when I was saying that, and at the time when that happened, I didn't realize in fucking 10 years or whatever that I would be doing more Steven Universe shit. I would have taken a screenshot with like a timestamp. That would have been cool. Someone like Photoshop that for me. No, it's fine. If I could dig up old Skype conversations, I think Skype shut down, right? There's no way to get old conversations anymore, I don't think. Why are they not sleeping on their rocks? Kirby things. I wouldn't deserve my username and profile picture if I didn't know this song. This is definitely Kirby. There's a lot of Kirby music in this playlist, I think. What is this one? Wait. I missed it. That was Dynablade Overworld Kirby Superstar OST. Okay. This is a lot of, like, head empty Nintendo music. No thoughts, head empty. Nephrite deserves so much more. I saw on, this was on 4chan a long time ago. and I haven't been able to find it because I can't search it. It was a comic about, maybe I'll like redraw it someday. It was Steven, or it was Nephrite coming up to Steven, like teenage Steven, being like, Nephrite says, like, I think after all this time, like, I should, like, you know, spend some time to, like, appreciate the person who, like, helped me, get over my corruption and all that. And, Steven's like, nah, I'd rather hang out with this fucking thing, and points to Shep. I don't like Shep. I don't like, I don't know. It's a very strange character. Just thrown in there in the middle of everything and suddenly, like, knows Steven instantly. It's... Jasper also deserved better. A little bit. I think Jasper deserved to stay dead. If she was going to have that arc, I think it should have been meaningful and she should have stayed shattered. Listen, okay? I'm going to get to the end of Future, and I've been doing a lot of complaining, but I haven't been doing a lot of offering solutions. So what I've been doing over the course of, pretty much since the Hot Takes video came out, I've been, like, writing up how I would rewrite Future. So I have a way to, like, make Jasper's, shattering more... first of all, if she stayed dead, it would be more, there'd be more point to it. However, I've been drafting up a way, this is gonna stay spoiler until I, flesh it out more and I get to that point in Gemology, where Jasper can come back, but also that event has a much more impactful, impact on the story. I said impact twice, but that's dumb. Hearing from the healed gems about their experiences as gem monsters would have been interesting. There's with Future being so short, okay, I can't complain about Future being short because it still had filler, which is really stupid. What do you call it? I was gonna say Future, like, I can't complain about it being short, but if Future was longer, there could have been a lot more things done. Like, again, like talking to previously corrupted gems about, like, their struggles with, like, being gem monsters and maybe having those memories still. You know what I didn't check is if this soda that I just drank had any caffeine in it. I don't think... Oh, it does. Shit. I'm not going to be able to get to sleep tonight. Had a lot of caffeine today, I think. Do you think they remember the time being corrupted? I don't think so. Well, there's no way to know, because we never fucking talked to any of them after the fact. In like 4 years, are you going to make the movie a Christmas special when I get to it? Why would I make it a Christmas special? I'd probably just make it when I am ready to put it out, and it would be on a Wednesday. Steven never freaking asked them if they do, but I suspect Nephrite definitely does. If Nephrite could remember her time uncorrupted while she was still, like, partially corrupted, then yes, I believe that gem monsters would be, like, lucid a little bit. Lucid, but, like, feral, if that makes sense. The Steve and Connie marriage episode was painfully cringe. Remember that part in the in that episode where Connie's like, it's not no, it's just not now, and then Steven, like, 30 seconds later is like, she said no. It's like, no, she fucking didn't. She said not now, because she's fucking 15 or whatever. Goddamn. I think the memories aren't of the highest quality, but definitely there. That would be an interesting plot of like these like monster flashbacks of like killing people and shit. Maybe not killing people, but like fighting, you know, being feral, being like attacked. Some like trauma that you don't know you have because it's all like repressed and like broken. Connie's reaction to that situation was a very good one. She let him down as gently as she could. And then Steven freaked out because he doesn't have control over his own mind. Man needs therapy. Goddamn. Okay, I have a gripe with this show's way of drawing mouths. We're gonna do this real quick. Okay, check this out. Wait. So mouths should be drawn like this, right? Where this, let's make this a little bit thicker. Like this should be filled in back here. Am I wrong? I'm drawing with a mouse, so bear with me. Like, you shouldn't... Like, there should be cheek here or some shit. I don't know. That's me. There's a lot worse shots than this one, even in this episode. Like this one. This one's egregious. If they just, like... If they just, like, did this and just, like, closed off Sadie's fucking big-ass mouth here. Then the cheek on our side would need to match it? Not necessarily. Because, it's, like, even if it's turned just a little bit, it would work. It's just... It shouldn't be, even if it's like, let me do this. Even if it's like back here, you know? I don't know. Sadie's fucking mouth in this shot always fucks with me. She's got a bit of a bird going on. This. What is this? What? I don't know. Both ways can look weird in their own way. Yeah. Toucan lips. No, you know what it is? It looks like she looks like a fucking like parrot. You know those parrots that have beaks that are like really good at cracking nuts and they like can't close their mouths all the way. Their tongue kind of sticks out just a little bit because they can't close their mouth. She looks like one of those, kind of. Let me pull up a picture. What's the, like... There's a certain... Not a toucan. What's a... There's a certain parrot that just, like, its beak is so, like... I think it's one of these. I don't know. I can't find it. Never mind. A macaw. Not a macaw, because macaws can, like, kind of... I guess macaws don't close their beaks all the way, do they? There's a specific, bird that I remember seeing, like, its finesse with being able to, like, open a nut, and, it, like, had this really wide open beak. It was a parrot. It's the same shape as a macaw beak, but it was bigger. I can't think of it. Let me just pull up this picture because I think it's the closest I have been able to found. This guy, whatever this is, maybe it's close to a macaw, I don't know. But it's like it's able to like bust open like a whole ass walnut. I don't know what this is called. That's a hyacinth macaw? Okay. I didn't know the name. But it is it seems like a bigger beak than a scarlet macaw. Okay, I hate to do this, chat, but it is getting to that point that I've been streaming for a good 3.5 hours almost. And I feel like it is about time that I cut it here. Because I do need to sleep at some point. I wish I was a bird. True. I wish I could crack a nut open with my mouth. Like a whole black walnut, you know? We'll end off on a good Steven, you know. Yeah. Okay. That's it for me. I'm gonna go to sleep. I will try to do some kind of stream tomorrow on Twitch, so follow me there if you'd like to join in on that. It will not be Steven Universe related, but it'll be fun nonetheless. Anyway, that's all the energy I have tonight. I probably need to go to sleep. I probably won't for a little while, but I need to. Anyway, good night, everybody.